Hi, my name is Marlon and I work for NCBI as part of the Children and Young Persons team. Today I'm going to give you some ideas on how you can adapt the activity of making Rice Krispie buns, making it fun for everyone. We're spending a lot more time indoors and lots of people have been trying their hand at baking and kids just love getting involved. So if you're a parent of a child with a vision impairment or multiple disabilities, you might find some of these tips useful for getting your child involved in basic cooking activities. So why this activity? Why Rice Krispie buns? So baking cooking tasks. So children with vision impairment or multiple disabilities have less opportunity to observe and imitate daily living skills and have less opportunity to practice daily living skills. So getting involved in basic cooking tasks gives children that opportunity to learn and practice new skills while at the same time having fun. So some of the specific challenges for children might include hand-eye coordination, pouring skills, so they might pour too fast or too slow. Loading food onto a spoon can be challenging for some children. Gauging size, absence of guided reach, so they might overreach, spilling. And working memory is sometimes challenging for children. So how do we support these strategies and support their learning and development? Well, we can provide opportunity to practice the skills, practice at home, so that allows for mistakes and learning in a safe environment, and adapting activities to make them accessible to all. So you can adapt the materials, the environment, or the activity itself. To start, you will need basic ingredients, household utensils and materials, your little helpers, and a cup of tea to enjoy with your treats. So there's lots of recipes online ranging from simple to more complicated, so you can decide where you want to start depending on your child's ability. Making Rice Krispie buns. So on this slide I've gone through the basic steps of making Rice Krispie buns and the basic ingredients. You can start with a basic recipe and instructions and keep it simple, or you can add toppings if you wanted to get fancy. Some people like to add Smarties, mini eggs, or my favourite marshmallows to the top of your buns. Other recipes online add maple syrup or crunchy bars, so you can be as creative as you like. What I enjoy about Rice Krispie buns is that they're ready to eat as quickly as 20 minutes after you've made them if you chill them in the fridge. So you get a quick reward after making the buns. Depending on your child's ability, you can get your child involved by adapting the activity, making it more accessible or making it more challenging. For example, would your child benefit from familiarising with different components of the task, watching and listening as you go through each step, slowing down each step and allowing them to experience it in different ways, familiarising with objects and utensils, having a different sensory experience, maybe focusing on a specific skill like pouring or spooning, giving hand-over-hand guidance, increasing the difficulty, maybe to give your child a challenge, and practice, practice, practice. Familiarising with task components. So every child is different. You can decide how to break down the steps of the task, making it accessible for your child. Would they benefit from a visual schedule? Would a tactile schedule work best with your child? Presenting one step at a time and allowing time for the child to prepare for the next step. So leaving time in between. Present one step at a time. You could use maybe an enlarged steps, so having each step enlarged on an A4 sheet and separate sheets for each step, so that there's just one step presented at each time. You use a reading stand, so you're elevating the material, making it easier to access, and allow your child time to explore the utensils and materials used for each step. So as you're going through each step, your child could just be exploring the different utensils and equipment that you're using. Familiarising with utensils or adapting utensils. Allow your child to explore utensil and objects used for making Rice Krispie buns. Let them explore and play with different types of spoons, for example. Let them play with the bun tray, mixing bowls, wooden spoon, bun cases. Practice maybe spooning Rice Krispies in and out of containers or bowls. You could practice spooning Rice Krispies into the bun tray with and without the bun cases. You could add water to the Rice Krispies, making them easier to work with so they're a little bit sticky, and this will ensure success. Adapting utensils like using easy grip spoons, large spoons with larger handles, deeper spoons, non-slip bowls. You can also consider contrast, so using a red spoon against a white surface might be easier for the child to see. Sensory exploration. Allow your child to explore using their different senses. Messy play with dry Rice Krispies, messy play with wet Rice Krispies, like I said, by adding water. Quiet the task, so allow your child to listen as you go through each step. So maybe they're listening to a bowl of Rice Krispies close to them and they're hearing the snap, crackle and pop. Playing with bun cases and the bun tray, so taking them in, taking them out, crumpling them up, scratching, smashing the bun cases. That'll give them a good sensory experience of it. Playing with spoons, so the different sounds from spoons, whether they're metal or wooden, against bowls and bun trays. And let them smell the ingredients, like smell the chocolate, smell the Rice Krispies, or taste the ingredients, like taste the chocolate or put the Rice Krispies in their mouth. Maybe your child has already developed a lot of the skills needed for making Rice Krispie buns, and maybe they need a bit of a challenge. So you could get them involved in setting up before the task and leading parts of the task. Get them to remember the ingredients needed, maybe get the ingredients ready. They could make a shopping list of the ingredients and they could add to that, add more ingredients or take away. They could budget the cost, so do they know the cost of Rice Krispies or chocolate? They could maybe count out the money needed to get the ingredients, and they could add different ingredients, be creative. You could add practice use of a microwave, or maybe choose the next recipe, something more complicated that they'd like to achieve. Small changes make a big difference. So by adapting how you do things, you're supporting your child's development in so many ways. The ideas and suggestions here can be applied to any task, especially when doing something new with your child. So look at some of the ways that you are supporting your child's general development. So simple thing like putting bun cases into a bun tray. That's practicing hand-eye coordination. So scooping Rice Krispies or spooning into the bun tray. They're practicing their pouring, the concept of empty or full, big and small. Spooning dry or wet Rice Krispies, so they might be practicing that specific skill of spooning. Filling Rice Krispies into the bun tray or cases, so they're practicing concepts of full or empty and they're gauging size. Reaching for utensils or objects, so they're practicing their reach. And remembering the steps or instructions, so they're working memory, they're practicing their memory skills there. Counting money or costing ingredients, so that's focusing on currency and budgeting. So as you can see, there's so many ways that these tasks can support their development of their daily living skills and their general development. So over to you. Get making, tasting, get creative. Find other ways to adapt activities and remember that learning can be fun. Hopefully you found some ideas on here that you could use. You know your child best, so you can pick and choose different strategies or ideas that may be helpful. For more information, you can contact your local community resource worker or any member of the Children and Young Persons team on 1850 33 43 53. Some resources used to develop this presentation and useful links to other websites are listed on the last slide. So thanks for listening.